Welcome to Vintage Bricks. James, your host. Today we are going to be going over my updated Forestmen diorama. It's a combination of some vintage sets and some of the new designer sets like Castle in the Forest, which I have over here, as well as Forestmen Stronghold, which is the new huge set that just came out. So that kind of explains a little bit what my YouTube channel is about. Old sets and new sets kind of intermixed here and there. One of the things I'll be doing is going over the materials I use for like the land, the sea, the sky, as well as what little scenes that are going on. So hopefully you'll find this somewhat kind of interesting and give you some ideas for your own dioramas. Okay, an overview of the diorama. We'll start at the far right here, where we have the forest stronghold. And the diorama really follows the river that goes through the valley of these abandoned castles. But they've been rehabilitated by the Forestmen. What a great little setup they have here. This brings us to our first scene where the Aligned Knight Princess brings her army through one of the passes, trying to get into the valley to get their castles back that have been taken over the years. And so they're demanding this. And the Forestmen had to politely say, well, no, there's a reason why you lost these castles. Do you remember this little thing called the Dragon of the Valley? Well, he's our pet now. I remember he chased you off. And no way you're coming back in. Oh, the princess immediately turns around and leaves. So now we know why these castles were abandoned and could be rehabilitated by the Forestmen with their little pet dragon. So we have a little weapon sale going on in our next little scene here. Just below the new castle there. The Lion Knights sell in, and they are going to be selling spears for some stolen gold. Their own gold. They're still haggling about price here. Okay, we got this, our treasure that we stole from you, but we're going to buy the spears from you. This is working out pretty good for the Forestmen. And there it is. You take all of that, and then we'll get those spears, and we'll make our valley even safer. So high quality sale, and everyone leaves happy. Well, let's move on to our next scene, just across the river. Now, we have to be training forest kids in how to shoot the bow and arrow because all forestmen are experts. Remember Robin Hood and all that kind of thing? So they got their little stand there, they're practicing. And then, wait a minute, look at this guy. Just no trespassing. Look, the black falcons can't come down the river here. So they're being stopped, politely told to turn around. Remember the dragon. Okay, we're just checking that out. And we'll move down the river a little bit, and we have, look, the hay is in. The herd is just chowing down. And when they go on the next raid, they got to be all ready to go. Lots of smiley faces going on with that. And a little further down, we have the stranger trying to just sneak around down the river, being questioned closely, politely by the Forestmen. I think he's on the up and up. He just looks a little sketchy, I know. Then over the top here, we have, look at this, we have a little pack, a wolf pack. They can come onto the property and, use the water, but they're being closely watched by the Forestmen. Everybody wants to stay on good terms with the wolfmen, that's for sure. Well, let's move on next to the material. So you can see, kind of, if you want to, if this helps in any way, I hope it does. Pretty straightforward. I use some foam core here for the background. I have another short video about this. And here we go. I just used a little spray paint and spray it on there. And that's a good way to make a quick background. Lots of ways to do that, of course. Now I'm going to go over how I made the river here and the ground. Just some real simple marker board. I think it's like an 1/8 inch thick. You can buy this in any sort of lumber area. It comes in white, but you can spray paint it. This farm implement caterpillar yellow. It looks a whole lot like the yellow of Lego. And then I just use some tempera paint because I can remove it later. And I go ahead and paint it all. Next, some simple carving of some styrofoam. You can go online and see a whole lot about how to do this and how to use these cutting instruments. Just look up on YouTube about how to make railroad tracks. railroad scenery, and it'll go all over that in detail. Well, let's shift on to the key sets. We're just about done with the diorama. Castle in the Forest, again, that's my next one I'm going to review. Please subscribe. Forest Stronghold. I've already did a review on that. I love that set for the diorama. Camouflage Outpost, the first set, I believe. Forestman's Crossing. Then this nice little Forestman's Hideout. And then the Granddaddy, Forestman's River Crossing. Well, I've enjoyed this diorama, creating it, and hope you've enjoyed the Vintage Bricks video tonight. Please subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.